Hello, everyone. How are we all doing today? I know it's been some interesting series and we've been looking forward to today's session. So, yes, I'm also excited. I'm excited because, I mean, today's topic is one of those topics we are all amazed about and we are all wondering, okay, what are we going to learn today? Well, it's with so much pleasure I'd like to introduce to you our wonderful speaker for today, Mr. Imo Etuk. Right, I'm sure a lot of you already know him, especially those of you who were around during when we were preparing for the AWS Community Day. And those of you also who were around on that day. I'm sure you must have met him. And he has some wonderful, amazing things to take us through today. So I'm going to be bringing him now on stage and just asking him about some brief things. But in case you don't know who Simon is, he's one of the leaders we have in the AWS cloud security user group. He's effective, he's a passionate leader, he's an AWS community builder. And the funny thing is, he has written several certification exams. So he's not just a leader with just talking, he's also a leader with action. And he has what certifications to back up this action. So today we will be speaking on an amazing topic: how to integrate automated testing into your CI/CD pipelines, right? And our wonderful Sir Imo will be helping us give us some details on this. Hello, Imo. How are we doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm actually answering your name when I saw on the screen now.
Yes, yes.
Apologies. I will have to. I will have to.
Yeah, no
Is
problem.
that
No
possible to
problem.
rename?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
May probably
Okay.
you
It's
just.
possible to rename. Don't worry. I just edit that now. I can
Uh,
find. I can see that.
all
So I
right,
just did that now. So
all
it's going
right.
to change to my name. So
Good, good, good.
hello people and hello everyone.
Yes, yes,
Thank
Imo.
you for
We
your
can
time
actually
once
hear
again.
you. We can hear you. And
Okay.
I'm looking forward to today's session because I feel like it has a lot of things I have been looking forward to learning, right? And I'm just hoping that it will be as interesting as the wonderful topic you have picked for us today. So definitely I'm looking forward to this presentation, and I'm sure the audience is also looking forward to this presentation. So, right about this time, I'll be handing over the session to you, Mr. Imo. So, please, you can
Okay.
proceed.
Yeah, thank you, Promise, for that wonderful introduction.
Yes.
Hello, audience. Thank you for joining us once again today. And as you can see, the section started yesterday and is promising to continue for the next 2 months. And what we are speaking on today is integrating automated testing into CI/CD pipelines. So this topic is, I would say, is encompassing, and is a topic that is very important as long as a software development life cycle is concerned, as far as you need to push product, quality product, not just product, into the market. This concept is very key. Automated testing is very key. So before I even move down, I would like us to even understand what the concept of CI/CD, the flow of it. How does it flow, and how does it work? So I will be adding up my screen just to ensure that we are able to get something. Let me do that. So what I'm going to be doing, I'll bring up my, for you to be able to understand what CI/CD pipeline is, because that's the major concept as far as I'm concerned in this training. So we get to, I'll have to bring up my drawing tools, draw.io if you are familiar with it. So now CI/CD flow. It's a simple something that goes around like a life cycle, and at the end of the day leads to production environment and lead to a product that you and I can use. So you can have something like, we are going to have something like a rectangle box like this, and let me say this is a rectangle box. I just need us to get the basics of CI/CD pipelines and the flow of it before we dive into the testing proper. So this is a kind of I will name this. I can name this CI/CD flow, CI/CD flow, and pipelines flow. Let me put it that way. Pipeline flow. So we all know that when it comes to CI/CD, what we have, the first thing you have is what we have the source. This source could be a place that has to do with this where your code is stored. Do not forget, you have people, I can use this guy. You have people they call developers who are somewhere. They can locate remotely anywhere, strategically located, and you can have them somewhere, maybe in the northern, in Canada or anywhere. They can just be here. I'll call them developer. These are people that write the code. Of course, you and I will use this code. So developer write code and take it down to this guy, the source. The source in this place, we are going to be referring to AWS code commit. Don't forget we are talking about AWS here. There are other version control that you can use, which has to do with you can use GitHub, you can use GitLab, but for AWS you can use Git code commit as your source repository. You can as well store code in your S3 bucket. So let's say this is code commit where your code is stored. Code commit and S3 bucket, S3. So now, having said that, I will name this as source where the code is flowing from. Now the code will flow from source to build stage. This is where at the build stage, AWS has all the resources that you need to build your artifact. Artifact is a small deployable code that, or maybe it could be a programming language like Java or C Sharp, .NET, and all that. Then and another stage we will have, which is very important for this training, is the testing phase. This testing now. What we are going to be focusing on is going to be the different types of testing, which could be in this place. I'm going to be working with unit testing, and at this stage, I can also maybe work with I can work with this guy now will be the release stage, and then will lead us to the deployment stage. This deploy stage, remember, you can either, when we talk of CI/CD, we have two concepts there: continuous integration and continuous deployment. Now, but nowadays, it has gone beyond continuous deployment. But the first CD has changed to continuous delivery. Then continuous delivery, that makes it to be CI/CD, continuous integration and continuous delivery and continuous deployment. Now, for AWS, we have there are all the tools that you need to deploy anything you want to deploy. At this stage, you make use of what is called a code build, AWS code build. Will come in here. That is what you after you store your code in the code commit, which serve as the version control. You take them down to code commit, code build, where you build your pipelines and CI/CD flow. Then in the release, there is what they call integration tests. Remember, the unit testing only is going to test a smaller portion of your software, of your code. Meanwhile, the tests, integration testing, which can come here, you can have a circle here called integration testing. You can integrate it at this stage. at the release stage. Integration testing will help you in testing the larger part, the multiple components that make up your software application. So that's why integration testing is more important than I wouldn't say it's more important than unit test, but it's not important. But at least this place, this between the testing and the release phase is where you can actually integrate all the testing. That testing, functional test, the performance test can also come in depending on what you want. But for the purpose of this class, of this section, we are going to be focusing on the unit testing, which makes it short. Then, having said that, what are the common tools that you can use for while carrying out integration and your unit test? What can you use? You see a tool called JUnit. A tool called JUnit is mostly because I'm going to be focusing on the Java file, a simple Java app that is being hosted in code code commit repository, and that's where this place is where you introduce JUnit. You are writing test script, and it could be JUnit test script. Then you can also use Selenium depending on what you want, but in this for this purpose, I'm going to talk about unit testing. I'm going to use JUnit as far as I'm working with a Java application. Now, moving on, you have to deploy it. When you deploy an application, where do you deploy it to? You deploy it to a staging stage. First of all, staging environment to ensure that the stuff actually meets the criteria and work very well. After that, you deploy it to the production environment, prod environment is here. Then after that, you be deployed again to where we deployed. You don't need to deploy again. What do you do? You operate. Operating means customer have started using it, users are using it already, and is working perfectly. Then after that, what do? You monitor it. AWS has all the tools you need to monitor such tools like CloudWatch is comes into play. Use CloudWatch to monitor it. And the other one, you can as well integrate SNS, simple notification service, to be able to notify you via email that something is wrong somewhere. Hey, guy, go there and fix it. So that's how the flow works. So now, having said that, let's jump to the slide proper. I'm going to bring back my slide screen. So confirm if you can hear me, and also if you have any question, please feel free to drop it on the chat section. So now we go down to, I'm going to be looking at some of the agenda that we have. As I've already done the introduction already, and also looking at the concept of CI/CD and defining it, and also automated testing and importance of automated testing. Why is it important? Why is it that you must have it even as a DevOps engineer or as an aspiring DevOps or even as a cloud engineer? Why do you need to have the concept of automated testing in mind? And why is it important to you? And we're going to also investigate into AWS environment, the various development tools and DevOps tools that they have. So now, moving forward, we move down to the CI/CD concept, and you and I know that from the explanation I did, we have a continuous integration and continuous deployment. Don't forget, as I said, there's a CD level, and AWS has a tool for your continuous delivery, and that tool is code pipeline, AWS code pipeline. I did not. I will integrate that into my drawing later, as we progress. So AWS has AWS code pipeline that helps you in the process of continuous delivery. So now, okay, can we see the chat? I'm bringing that back to the screen now. So confirm if you can see the chart. So now the flow is that this at this stage before you release any of your code down to the deployment stage, it has to be tested. And if there are several tests you can integrate. You can integrate unit testing. In fact, I always advise people that at this stage you start with what is called static code analysis using a tool like SonarKeep. SonarKeep work with that. Static code analysis comes into this place. And it is always good to test small, test faster, and release quickly into the market because customer want this product to be ready. So do not use test or anything to hinder that process. Remember, the aim is to satisfy the customers. So taking it from the real life scenario where you have to get involved in a very large scale software development, you as a tester or as a QA engineer or as a security person, a DevSecOps engineer who works with the developers has to be sure that everything flows. At this stage, you can introduce statistical analysis. So as they are building from the build stage, it will be testing, it will be checking through if there's any bug. This can help you to catch up with bugs at the early stage rather than pushing them into the production stage and start running helter skelter. Then at this point, you can deploy this stuff. You can use a tool like a AWS code pipeline at this stage, code pipeline to deploy it. Let's say code pipeline coming here. I wonder why my diagram is like this. Okay, so we have code pipeline, AWS code pipeline here. And remember, from here we have code build, AWS code build that you use. And at this stage, code pipeline come in. There's another important tool that AWS has, and that is called AWS Code Deploy. Code Deploy comes into the stage of continuous deployment. Let's not get this confused. There is CI/CD. Code pipeline does the work of continuous delivery. It means that there is no manual intervention. There is also, in fact, let me explain very well. At the stage, at this stage where code pipeline deploys to the production environment could be an EC2 instance or a group of or an auto scaling group of EC2 instance. You could also deploy it to on-prem servers. So there are a lot of things that takes place. You can even deploy it to a Lambda function environment as well. So at this place, you can deploy it to EC2 instance on-prem as well. And what does this is the function of AWS code deploy. So code deploy comes in here, AWS code deploy. So this is how the flow looks like. So once you integrate a test case, a test script in this place, once you execute it, it will run automatically. So that is the concept of automated testing in CI/CD pipelines. So now let's get back to the slide proper and see what we can do with the slide now. Okay, so having said that, CI/CD, can a bug be mixed during unit testing that affect integration testing? Yes, of course. That is why there's what they call security gate. You have to put that. You have to be checking it. Like I said before, it's always good to start testing early at the early stage. Bug it can fly because most time before you release it, it's always good to check through. Let me just say so because integration testing has the capacity. It's under it classified into two: the white box testing and the black box testing. So it's encompassing. It has the ability to detect bug before it gets into the deployment stage. So now, continuous integration and continuous deployment is a software development practice that automates the process. That automation is what is the key word here. It is to automate the process of integrating, testing, and deploying code changes. Once you shoot out your changes, it goes automatically. You don't need no human intervention, and that's the beauty of it. So another one is automated testing plays a crucial role when it comes to CI/CD by ensuring code quality, reliability, and faster release into the market. Then Amazon Web Services, of course, has robust of tools that can help you to achieve all this, your dream when it comes to CI/CD pipeline implementation. So now moving down to the next slide because of our time. So now, as I've already explained this, of course, once testing is done to build level, is it necessary to do integrating testing before? Yes, it's necessary. It all depends on the policies Some organization has policies that testing must be integrated at every stage of your software development lifecycle. There are some policies like that. Some organization has it. So where am I? Okay, sorry, I moved faster. Okay, so now this is a simple diagram that I just sketched, the one I sketched there. So most time you might be at this stage deploying this stuff from the production. Remember, this production environment could be an EC2 instance. If you have to bring in a third party, you could deploy it to maybe a containerized environment, maybe Kubernetes and Docker. You can deploy it to, it depends on where you want it to run. So that is the production environment. So now, continuous deployment, like I said, continuous delivery is a software development practice that where code changes automatically built. Now, continuous deployment is a one stage further. With this practice, every change that passes all stages of your production pipeline is released to your customers. So that's the final stage. And now, I will still come back to that as to some of the things we need to talk about. Now, this is the way it is integrated. From the sketch I did, continuous integration stage is one of the most important stage because that determines if you are going to deploy quality software to the market or not. Now, continuous delivery is important. It's automatical. It's automatic process. Continuous deployment is also important. Is most important because at that point you don't have any what's called excuse to give. Customer believe that what you shift into the market is good and can fly. So that's why it's always very important. So now moving forward, if you have questions, I would like to take them along the line. So automated testing in CI/CD pipelines. As I was saying before, we have the automated testing is the use of software or script. You can actually write your JUnit script on your own. Yes, you can write it. You can now integrate it into the root folder of your software direct structured the kind of directory structure. It must be in the root folder. That test script must be in the root folder because its work is to scan through the whole of the directory structure that holds your software. So now, it contrasts with manual testing. Remember, manual testing involves human intervention at intervals. Then automated testing is something that is key part of CI/CD and it's automatic. There's no human intervention, and when it catches bugs, it detects them early and helps you to prevent shipping low quality software into the market. So now, moving forward, we have types of testing. When I, if you have question at this point, because this question, remember, we didn't mention of that. There's going to be what's it called? There's going to be a quiz at the end of this section. It's better you take note of some of the points. Remember, your code commits and S3 bucket can serve as the source when you are deploying. The thing is that when you are building stuff, when you are building, once this is, yes, I've already answered that. Once when you are building your pipeline, maybe using the AWS code build, the source, as in the output artifact, is usually stored into the S3 bucket. So S3 bucket as well can be used as source and output. Like I just work with the I work with I was working on a project about last week where I have to deploy these things using S3 bucket. I didn't go to code commit. So S3 bucket can serve as both the input and the output. Now, what do we mean by, because before you can use S3 bucket to serve as a repository, you must enable versioning. Versioning must be enabled before it can serve as a repository for you to store your code. So now, having said that, we move down. What we have on the screen is types of test, types of automated testing. Then I just made mention of source code is your code, is the code you write. Artifact is what you deploy. You're deploying Java, you're deploying this, you're deploying do this and that. In this integration, where do POC, POV? Do you mean points of proof of concept and proof of value. If am I right? Is that what you mean by POC and POV? So, okay. So now, if I understand vividly that you are referring to POC, proof of concept, and proof of value, proof of concept has to come first before proof of value. Proof of concept is at the preliminary stage that you are still talking to, or you are still trying to deploy, sell a particular idea of a solution to a customer. For instance, you want to build what's called an integrate a platform for integrating payment credit cards. So you have to first of all present the proof of concept, and after that you tell the customer what value will they derive. That is when proof of value comes in. So a customer have to see your demonstration first. That's where POC comes in. So it has to work POC first before this, and it comes into, I think artifact is referred to packaging. Yes, you packaging your code into a language. If you are deploying an artifact, the option you are having is choosing from either you are deploying a jar file or a simple Node.js or npm file, all those. So packaging your code into those platforms. So now we have unit test. As I was saying before, unit test has to do with when you have a particular unit of your software to test, just to ensure that things run fast. Maybe I can say I'm a developer one, developer two. Can be Idris. It can be Savio, who is a developer two, located somewhere. Idris will work with a security engineer to integrate unit test in his code before pushing into the repository and before even building it at that stage. Then another one is I'm hearing zipvar. Okay, yes, it can be that. Then well, let's go back to the screen. We have the system test. System test the entire system, including all of its components. And then we have the acceptance test. Acceptance test has to do with how are performed by customer or end user. They need to test if this thing that you deploy to them actually works very well. Then we also have functional test that has to do with evaluating the software functionality against its specification. Maybe a customer give you a requirement to deploy to build a certain software. So that where the functional test comes in. You need to check if it performs as intended, or if it perform its intended tasks as stipulated in the request for information document. So that's one thing. Then we also have the regressional regressional testing, and I would like to us to interact. Who can tell me what regression test is? So I know all of us here we are almost like an expert. We have worked across the field of DevOps and CI/CD. So regression test, because of our time, but whoever answer it might even be the winner for today's quiz section. We can actually go that route because I'm going to win something. Excuse me. So now we have a regression test. It verify that new code changes. It verifies new code changes that have not introduced new defects or new bugs. You have already done everything. So what regression test does is to check through if there's any defect. Run after changing the code, yes. You need to run and check if there's any defect. Then load and balance testing has to do with assess how the software perform under various levels of load and stress, ensuring it can handle expected users workload. Now, let's that what this one has to do. It tells and see the future whole system breakdown. Okay, dev. Thank you for that contribution. So now we have, if you have another one is user interface testing. Of course, this is very common for us to know that user interface testing has to do with you verify the graphical interface of all the application. Of course, if you get an ugly interface UI, that is turn off for any customer. And also, we also have security testing, which automated security check of vulnerabilities across the entire application. So that's what the various types of testing that we have. So jumping down immediately to another one, why is it important to test? Why is it very, very important for you to integrate, to think automated testing while building your software? Number one is speed of the delivery of software. Instead of having to go back and all that and do all those stuff. So you need to check it very well at the early stage. What it happened is that it helps you to actually detect bug at the early stage. Then reduce. It also helps you to reduce costs. Of course, everybody wants to save costs. Almost all the organizations are running after cost saving. So it's very, very important that when you integrate automated testing, when you test early, test quickly, and release faster, you're able to save costs for the company you're working for. Then another one is also it also increases the confidence of stakeholders. Like I say, I collaborate with Idris or dev to work on a project, a software project, and that software project is released into the market without issues, any security defect. I will be able to have this confidence. Oh, we have done something great. So that it will build confidence in me. You know, to meet repetitive tasks. Some of the things you will have done manually, like compared to the manual testing, where where you have to manually test. Automated testing take that burden off your shoulder. So you are focusing on automating everything and doing it faster. Faster feedback can be gotten. Imagine when I was talking about using the diagram, if I deploy something into the from the source, I build it to testing or release it to deployment stage. If I detect any bug, I'll quickly discover and recall before even thinking of taking it to even the staging environment. Even the staging environment alone can serve as a sandbox environment where you can do all the testing and check out everything that works. So now, having said that, returning back to the slide, so we have a lot of things. Then when you talk about automated testing, you should not even mix out improving efficiency. It helps you to ensure and meet maximum efficiency in your software development life cycle. Then it also brings about scalability. It's very important. It scales faster and meets up with the demands. So now we go down quickly to AWS environment. Firstly, the diagram has explained AWS environment. First of all, you need to sign up for an account if you do not have an account, if you are new to AWS, don't talk of our guys. There are some of our guys who has already worked on AWS. But if you are a new person joining us, we're going to drop the link for you to sign up for an AWS free credit. You can build about 750 hours for some of the things are on that free tier. You can start with that. Then another one is AWS environment is built around VPC. When anything that you deploy is deployed into a virtual private cloud, that's their network. So there's a default VPC in every region. If you are deploying into the East US, there's a default VPC. If you are deploying into anywhere, there's a default VPC. So you don't have to worry about VPC, about networking, how these resources will interact with each other. There is also a kind of provision for that. But then most organizations will not want to stick to the default VPC. You want to create something on your own, customize it, customize the subnet, the security group, and the network security network access control list to suit your security needs. Then another one is also for you to configure the identity and access management IAM policies and users to control access to AWS resources. For best practice, do not release the root user account details to be used for your daily routine tasks. Always give for the principle of least privilege, which is very prominent, always give users the right they need, the permission they need to do their job. Never you release excessive privileges to users. They will abuse it. That is the point of it. So for you to work with the AWS code commit, you have to create the best practice is to create to create a group. I want to work with people, maybe 5 people in my code commit team. We want to be in charge of setting up that code commit environment. I have to create a group, add the 5 of us, and attach permission to that group, then share the details. So that's how you work. You don't have to go create access permission for me, create for another person. That will take time a lot. So you create a group. That's the best practice. So now going deeper, we have I talk about these tools that when you need them, you can go for them. When it comes to what's it called? When it comes to pipeline building and deployment on AWS, these tools are the go-to area for you go-to tools. So we have AWS provide services like AWS Code Pipeline, which function at the continuous delivery level. I may mention of that before. Then we also have the AWS Code Build, which is used for building of your pipelines, and we also have AWS Code Deploy. AWS Code Deploy is used to deploy your software solution into different environment. It comes into the continuous deployment stage so that you can use for CI/CD. Alternatively, you can use third-party tools like Jenkins and Travis CI. Is not restricted, but for the purpose of this course, this section, we are talking about AWS tools. So now, moving forward, we have how do you run the automated test? How do you run this CI/CD? So now you create a code repository. It could be on, of course, it's code commit we use, and that will serve as a source. Don't forget, you can use GitHub, you can use GitLab, you can use Bitbucket, you can use any other one available. But then for AWS, it's code commit. Why do you need code commit? Code commit is a managed repository. A managed AWS manages it for you. You don't need to manage on-prem server. You don't need to manage a lot of things. That body is taken off your shoulder. Then continuous integration. Why not use Jenkins? That is open source because it's not a managed solution. Code build is managed by AWS for you. Then for test automation, bring in JUnit, and depending on the artifact you are working on. If you're talking about Java, go for JUnit, Selenium, PyTest for Python, SonarQube for static and code analysis. When it comes to like mostly, I think it cut across every programming languages. Then you have to configure your CI/CD pipeline, uh, AWS code pipeline, delivery and deploy. Then the continuous deployment, you talk about code deploy when it comes to that. So now we need to move down to conclusion so we can jump into the portal and see whether you can even catch up with anything. So now by following these steps in the presentation of and leveraging AWS services, you can successfully integrate automated testing into your CI/CD pipeline, ensuring that your code is thoroughly tested before deployment. Remember to always adapt the deployment that works best for your organization's specific requirement. This concept we just discussed now cut across general. So for your own organization, you have to go back and look for what works for you. So that is how it works. Thank you for listening. And if you are with your system, turn on to your portal. Let me show you a few things within like 5 minutes so we can jump to quiz. Okay, so let me add my screen. I'll be going directly into my I will be going directly into my AWS for console. Please confirm if you can see my screen. I want to see the chart in the chat section that is, oh, I can see your screen. Okay, so if you can see my screen, fine, that's good. We are good to go.
Yes, Imo,
Oh,
I can see your screen. Yeah, I can
oh,
see your
oh,
screen.
all right, all right. Okay, so now we go to the portal, the console. So now I have about this code commit console. I have about 3 repository here. I'm going to work with the dev repo. This is where I have my code. As I said before, your JUnit test must be in the root directory. You see that we have the test here. This folder directory contains the test file, and so this is the test script that I've written, and is right here. So this is a simple solution that tests the delivery of a message, a greeting message. I, Robert. That would be the outcome of that message. So now, if you go back to the source, let me go back here. You see the build spec file. I forgot to mention this. Build spec file contains the commands that enables your build to run. So when you make mention of code build spec file is what powers a code build. Then when you talk of code deploy, you should be talking about app spec file and all those stuff. So now let's jump to the our console code build where we get started. You're going to create a project, and the project name is AWS UG 2023. So now I will do, because of our time, see the source. You can select different source, S3 bucket, code commit is what we are sticking to in this place. Then I'll now pick a repository where my code is hosted. So I will select the branch. Of course, all the push has been done into the master branch. So as you can see, the code build, code commit, or gives you the functionality of GitHub and the likes. So now operating system, you can select Amazon Linux. To runtime usually standard. For now, the image you choose is this image, depending on what you run. So we have, now where do you want to put your artifact? S3 bucket, right? You select the name of your S3 bucket. It can be any one. I want to select this one. Then leave everything at default and create the build. So I haven't our builds are successfully created. Now what do you need to do? You need to start build. It will build every stage, including the test stage. It's going to build it and give us and deliver it successfully. If it fails, you have to go back and check. That is the work you need to do. So let's just observe that. For in the meantime, when that's running, can we have questions? I like taking questions. If you have questions, you can ask. Oh, okay, time. We can just have like 3 to maybe 1 question at least to know you really follow in the section. So now let's go back to this place. I think our build has started. Okay. So we have a lot of lines and processes that it has to run. It has to download the Maven, it has to download the everything and install. So these are the lines. So it's very long. So at the end of the day, we should have a successful okay, build succeeded. That is the status is showing succeeded. Who is the initiator? It is not advisable for you to run this on your production environment. You see the root user, which is me. It's not advisable. Please don't try this. You instead use an IAM user account with administrator access privilege to manage these developer tools, code commit, code build, and other ones. So now we have our build succeed. If you want to see, you can go to first details. It started by submitting it, by queuing it, provisioning, downloading source, install, pre-build, build, post-build, upload artifact, finalizing and completing it. So that's how it goes through. So thank you very much for your time, and I really appreciate you being instead of using code commit, can we use Git? Yes, sure. You can use Git. As you can see, when I was creating the build, the project, I selected the source. There were a lot of source that came out. You can go to what's called GitHub. You can go GitLab and all that. Okay, thank you very much, guys, for your time. Promise, thank you for having me.
You're welcome, Imo. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, guys, I mean, you heard it all. Imo has told you everything you need to know about how you should integrate your CI/CD into your code build and how you can build your pipelines. So at this point, we'll be heading over to the quiz session. For you to join the quiz, kindly go to this. Let me share my screen so that you are able to join the quiz session. Yes. So to join the quiz, just go to ahaslice.com/G6VYD, or you can just scan the code you see on your screen. So guys, it's time. It's time. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, guys. Who is ready to win this time around?
To cut in, I'm sorry that I'm coming in now. The quiz
Yeah.
is structured. The quiz is actually structured to work 30 seconds. So because there are a lot
Imo,
of questions.
I actually updated them when I saw that. So 50 seconds, guys. You have 50 seconds, so don't worry. I
Okay.
updated them because I know that we have
People,
some
people are
guys
asking
who.
for the link for the link. People are asking
Oh,
for the
okay.
link.
Let me paste
Okay.
the link
Okay.
here on the screen session. You go to ahaslides.com slash G6VYD. Just a minute. Okay, G6VYD. I see we have a lot of people actually joining. So yes, just go to ahaslides.com slash G6VYD. Yes, welcome Kay, welcome Jude, welcome Choma Okafor. In fact, I see somebody joined with G6VYD. That guy is proud. Whoever joined with G6VYD, you are proud. Michael, you're welcome. Nicholas, you're welcome. Ayomide Shitu, you're welcome. Gioraku. I remember Gioraku from yesterday. Gioraku, shall you answer Oracle today? Eh? It's all right. Welcome, Tennyson, Ademola, RNK, Ademola Shitu, Jackson Paul, Mayowa, Debs, Nicholas, Yemi. I also see Tony Otsunde, Kingsley Zikora, Idris, um, Oluwasegun James, Taiwo, Limitless. Limitless, you are proud. You are very proud. What do you mean by you are limitless? Please don't be proud here. Eh? Yes, who else is joining? Who else is joining? Who else is joining the quiz session? We have 31 players, but I see 45 people online. So who else is joining? Who else? Sophie Ejikeme, I see you. I see you. I see you. I see you. Chido. Chido, my guy. I hail you. I hail you. Chukwu Emeka, that Chukuma, that Chuks guy, I see him. He don't join again. Chukuma, you know if you win 2 times, so not to show yourself. You know if you win 2 times. Who else is joining? Still 31 players. All right, guys, let's start the quiz. Wait. No. Hold on, guys. Nah. I think we need to do something here. I want to do something. Just a minute. Okay, I have 32 players. Let me check what is why is this starting from question 9 for you guys? No, don't start from question 9. All right, guys, quiz is about to start. Yeah, good. Quiz has started. What is unit testing in CI/CD pipelines? Who is going to win this one? Oh, those guys that were showing themselves. There was one guy that said his name is Gioraku. Hey, let's see whether the oracle will manifest today. Michael, you have started. Jackson Paul, I see you. I see you. Well done, Jackson Paul. Yes, so 20 seconds to go. 20 seconds to go. I hope we don't have a lot of proud people today. Because some people are proud. I see them. Kadiri, I'm seeing you. Paul, I see you. Okay, first, you see the time is up, right? But if it's short for you, say you go carry first. G Oracle, say it's short for you. If it's short for you, may you put down your name, say now you go carry first. I dey look the screen right now. Put for chat say na you go carry first. It's all right. Okay, let's go on. Let's go on, guys. So let's see what the answer is. Wow, 23 people got this. Amazing, 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 amazing. Ah, let's see where that Oracle go show for leaderboard. Do. Oh yeah, now. Uh-uh. Sounds. Sounds. Oracle, where you try, shall you be taught? That's not bad. That's not bad. Limitless, I hail you. Sounds well done, well done, well done. All right, on to the next one. Question two for the day, guys. Let's see if you all are able to do this. At what stage is necessary to carry out unit testing in the CI/CD pipelines? Gang. I should say Giora could rack in brain now. See how we go run now. No worry. Your oracle will answer you. No worry. Now small. Hey, Oracle, my guy. No allow anybody threaten you, Jerry. You na senior man. Oracle, my guy. 3, 2, 1. All right. I see the screen is up. Let's see who wins this one. Wow, 20 people. Imo. Actually, I think these guys were really paying attention, Imo. Or
Yes, yes,
either they
yes.
are paying attention or they are very, they know this technology already.
Yes,
I'm
yes.
suspecting them because
Okay.
out of how many people, 20 people got the correct answer. Well, let's see whether Limitless will top this time around. Let's see who is going to win. Ah,
Michael.
hey, Oracle. This Oracle is not working, no, but he tries, Sha. At least he moved you from third to second. That was good one. Michael, I hailed you. You're trying. Let's go, guys. On to the next one. On to the next one. What is integration testing in CI/CD pipelines? Let's go. Let's go. Now, who go win this one? Oh, hey, Ibla say limitless go on top up this time around. Michael, is your seat safe? Are you sure your seat is safe, Michael? Because I dey suspect say Oracle go wan overtake you. The guy dey vex. He dey vex. The guy dey vex. Let's go. We have 8 more seconds to go. 3, 2, 1. Good. Nice. Let's see who tops the board. Wow, 29 people got this wrong. Got this right. Nice. Razak, why use Razak putting up this crying face? What's happening, Razak? It's like you're not getting the answers. Let's see. I'm sure Oracle is up to something. Let's see what happens. Ah, ah. Michael, the Oracle has spoken. The Oracle has spoken. The Oracle, Ituali. Respect. Kudos, Emmanuel Oni, Mayowa, Razak. You guys are doing great. On to the next one. Question 4. Let's see who gets this right. Let's see who gets this right. Let's see who gets this right. $20 go. What is the list of AWS developer tools in an orderly manner? Imo, you be like say you use style wicked. Imo. See, Chido is already crying, self. Chido, why are you crying? Don't cry, you. It's just part of the. It's not easy to come by these things these days. Razak is crying again. Well, let's see what happens. All right, let's see who. Wow, so you can
Ah,
see that there was a bit of confusion, right? I see there was a bit of confusion because 21 people picked B and 18 people picked C. Ah, to the 18 guys, Pele. Gioraku, I want to see if you maintain this your position. Hey, Gioraku. This Gioraku, the vex. What's happening? Emmanuel Oni. Yeah, I see this guy, Ayomide Shitu and L33. They were not even on the list before, but they are topping now. They've topped to Michael, and there was one other guy, Limitless, I think. Well, kudos guys. Ayomide Shitu and L33. You are doing well. Please surprise me. Somebody should answer this oracle. I need somebody to answer this oracle for me. Let's see. Let's see. On to the next one, guys. On to the next one. Yes, 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 yes. Let's see who wins this. Let's see who gets this one. Let's see. Sophie, you're smiling already. Gioraku is crying. Hey, what's happening? Gioraku, this one that you're crying, what's happening? It's like they've answered this Gioraku. It's like they've come for him. Let's see, Sha. Jackson, Paul, and Debs, they are laughing. Chukuma, I don't see your face today. What did they happen? Abiola, I see you. Razak. Razak is always crying. That one is no man, a constant. All right, let's see who wins this one. AWS code deploy, and 26 people got that. Wow, amazing. Amazing. Nice. Let's see who is topping the leaderboard. I talk am say make they answer this oracle guy. Emmanuel Oni converse answer the oracle guy. Oracle, wetin dey happen o? They don't answer you o. But did you notice that Ayomide Shitu and L33 they kept their position? That's amazing, guys. Amazing. But G Oracle, oh yeah, answer your name again for this next question. All right, let's go there. All right, build spec file is associated with. Let's see. Gang, 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 gang. Let's see who wins this one. Let's see who wins this one. Build spec file is associated with. Let's see who wins this one. Mayowa, you're sharing love. Abiola, don't worry, we are seeing your love. The oracle is smiling this time around. Hey, it's like the oracle has answered him. Razak. Razak, sorry, be crying. Sorry, we don't see your light again. Ademola, my guy, Debs, Jackson Paul. I don't know all these people that used to give sad faces. I don't understand them again. Jackson Paul, well done. I hail you. Let's show the answers. Wow, amazing. 35 people got this right. Nice. Uh-uh. Oracle, is this say Emmanuel? He no agree. He no agree shifts. Emmanuel need no green shift at all. But anyway, Oracle, you are doing well. You are doing well. Ayomide Shitu and L33, kudos to you guys. You guys are standing there. Just hold that seat well. But I need you guys to perform miracles. You need to top up this Oracle and Emmanuel Oni. Emmanuel Oni is now very proud, guys. He's becoming too proud. Let's see if he will stay tall in the next question. All right, guys. Question 7. Who is going to lead on this? Who is going to lead on question 7? Let's go. What is the best approach to grant an I am permission for AWS Code Commit. Who is going to lead this one? Who is going to lead this one? Who is going to lead this one? By now, I suppose they see guys, they don't they smile, but this one where Oracle no talk anything. Oracle no even smile. They suspect say the guy don't they cry. See they don't start. Devs don't start to they cry. Razak, are you next now? Because I know that one is constant for Razak. But yeah, I am leadership too. I see you. I see you. Oracle, you are crying again. Kudos to Chukuma Jare. Chukuma, my guy, my guy. Chukuma, will you defeat all of them again today? All right, let's see. Let's see who wins this one. Time's up, guys. Let's see who gets the answer. 24 people got this right. Create a group called Code Commit Users and attach the IAM policy. Well, let's see what happens. Wow, wow. Ayomide Shitu answered the Oracle and that guy. What be that guy where they talk before him? No be Emmanuel Oni. Emmanuel Oni, what happened? No, I told you that he was
Monday
becoming proud.
is a
I
Monday
told him
only.
Emmanuel Oni was becoming very, very proud. But you see, Ayomide Shitu and L33, they were maintaining third and fourth. See, now they are first and second. Ayomide Shitu, kudos to you. L33, the guy saying that you be the guy where they support this Ayomide Shitu. Kudos to you, kudos to you. But anyway, I still give it up to Emmanuel Oni for calming down. Emmanuel Oni has calmed down now, and G Oracle, the Oracle know the answer again. Maybe we'll see what will happen next. All right, guys, let's go on. Let's go on to the next one, guys. On to the next one. The following are commands for interacting with the AWS code commit, except let's see who will get this one. 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 20 minutes. Michael don't they cry already. Michael Pele, oh, sorry. Don't worry, there's better luck next time. Don't worry. Abiola, you too. But the question is not that difficult now. Why is Michael and Abiola crying? Jackson Paul, my guy, he's always laughing. But I'm not seeing your face, so Jackson Paul. I'm not seeing your face. Choma, well done. G Oracle, you're laughing today. Let's see whether the Oracle has answered. All right, guys. Aha, aha. 15 people got this one right. So let's see what happens. uh-uh. Ayomide Shitu stand ground, though. But you see what Oracle did here? Imo, are you seeing what Oracle
Yeah,
did?
yes, yes. It's
The guy,
really coming up.
he wants to answer his name. But let's see. This is G Oracle. Let's see if it will really, really work. Because you see this Ayomide Shitu. The guy no gree o, e no dey comot that seat. L33, kudos to you, L33. RNK, don't worry, I see you, even if your face is vexing, but I see you. Let's go on to the next one. Question 9. Let's see who will top this one. S3 buckets can be used as a deployment source for code build. True or false? Let's see who will get this one. Let's see who will get this one. Let's see who will get this. Oracle, has your Oracle answered? Eh? Michael. These people that always used to put sad faces, like they enjoy putting the sad face. I'm wondering why. But I know this Jackson Paul has been laughing since the beginning of this thing. But I never see him face for this board. Jackson Paul, this your laughter, you need to reduce it. You have been laughing since, but I've not seen your name on the leaderboard. Razak, that one is always crying, so I'm not even expecting to see his name. Jiraku, my guy, see you smiling. Let's see if you do wonders. Let's see who wins this one. Wow, through 32 people got this. Nice. Uh-uh. Maybe I tell you, Jiraku. I told you, say, Ayomide Shitu is going nowhere. The guy is gallant. He stayed there gallant. L33 again and RNK. Top up, guys. You guys are doing well. You are doing well. On to the last one, guys. Let's see who. who finally wins the session and the award for today. Let me see if any magic will happen in this leaderboard. Let's see. Let's see. To turn S3 bucket to a deployment source, you must first what? Let's see who will win this. Ah, Debs on the smile. Mayowa. All right, I see you. I see you. Who is going to win this award like this? Debs. Uh-uh. Debs, this one that you're smiling like this. Are you planning on carrying out one magic? I dey suspect say Oracle no win this thing o because he don dey cry like this. I dey suspect. Today na the first day wey I dey see Razak dey laugh. Razak, this one you are laughing. What happen? Shey we will see your name on the board. It's all right. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Well done, guys. Oracle, sorry o. E be like say you no get am this time around. Pele. So Imo, let's go to
Yeah.
predictions now. Who do you think will carry this cup?
I think Ayomide will carry it.
You think that Ayomide will he will gallant?
Carry it. Yes.
So who is your
Uh,
second best runner up?
I think Gioraco can go. He has
Giora,
been consistent. Yes, he has been
he has
consistent
been consistent.
in the line. Yeah.
Gioraku, shey he sure for you? Comment on the section below. Gioraku, he sure for you? All right, guys. We are going to be revealing who the winner is going to be now. So let's see who is going to win this. Let's see the answer first. Well, 20 people got this,
20 people
enabling
got this.
versioning. And on to the big review right now. Let's see who wins this. Ayomide Shitu, my guy.
Ayomide has gotten it.
Ayomide Shitu. In fact, me, I dey celebrate you. Make I close my eyes. Ayomide Shitu, congrats to you, man. Oracle, you try but that oracle be like say it disappoint you last minute. Why? And then I noticed that L33 did not carry Ayomide Shitu's back because he was always following Ayomide Shitu. I don't know what happened. But kudos to RNK. RNK stood tall, right? I saw him and he was consistent. So kudos to RNK, kudos to Gioraku, and finally the winner for today, Ayomide Shitu. I mean, you've done excellently well, excellently well. Congratulations to you. So Ayomide Shitu, please send us your LinkedIn profile. Send us your what's it called? LinkedIn
Your
profile,
Twitter handle.
address, your Twitter handle, your phone number. Just send us your details, man. We want to celebrate you. Yes, we believe in celebrating winners, right? So we want to let's make your head swell small, right? So Ayomide Shitu, the email you need to send this to is awscloudsecwestafrica@gmail.com. awscloudsecwestafrica@gmail.com. Please send us your full name, your LinkedIn profile, your Twitter handle, and let's get to know you. All right, guys. I mean, it's time to round off the session for the day. But I mean, if you haven't followed us on our social media handle, you are on a long thing. You are what? On a long thing. So please, guys, ensure to follow us on our YouTube page, on our Twitch page, our Meetup page, our Twitter page, our Medium page. In fact, on the Medium page, our leader, me, released a news article for you recently. So if you haven't read the article, guys, please go on that Medium and read the article. There was a word specifically for us from our AWS um, community manager, Tembile, and she was encouraging us to go ahead and form learning platforms. Let's keep learning and let's forge ahead. So, guys, ensure you follow our pages. And well, I'm not leaving you. Imo is not leaving you. We are not leaving you. But what we just want to tell you is that next week we have another session coming up on Monday and on Tuesday, 6 p.m. Watts, right? 6 p.m. West African time. We have another session coming up on Monday and on Tuesday. We are going to be releasing articles on who our speaker will be, what topic. In fact, we have already released the article. Go to the meetup page and register. Guys, we've released the sessions for Monday and Tuesday next week. So go to the meetup page and register. Once you go to our meetup handle, you will see the sessions we have for next week. So go there and register. Please, guys, we want you involved. We want you guys involved, right? So until we see again next week, at this point in time, I would like to say thank you and God bless.
Okay, guys, thank you very much for your time. God bless.